All right, so I picked up some lumber for the bed base. So I need to cut it down so that it's 67.5. That'll give me just a little room on each end, so it'll move around just a tad, but not much. And then I need to do half of 54 twice, and that will be our, so I'll have two pieces for the bottom of the bed, so to support the mattress. So it's still a pretty nice day. I had a bunch of people that were supposed to show up to pick things up that I had for sale, and they all flaked. So I guess I need to work on this project, and then we'll worry about people later. So I got to drag out my barrels. I'm going to cut everything right here, and that way it'll all fit nice. Okay, so I got my makeshift 3-barrel work table set up. I measured from that end down there 67.5 inches, and then I'm going to use my level as a guide, and we'll just take off this chunk here, and then we'll have to rip down the center. And out of the 2 boards I should have 2 good sections, and then some extra scrap for building other things. I think I'm going to use the scrap to make some like just center dividers. That way the tubs don't move around too much. I'm not going to anchor them or anything. I'll figure out a way just to set it up, but I think the scrap wood will be good for that. All right, so let me get this cut. Okay, so I got my 2 pieces ripped down. This plywood I think is 3/4. I think I grabbed the wrong stuff, but whatever, it'll work. The only problem with it is so thick that my little battery operated saw did not want to cut it with both pieces pitched together. So what I did is I raised the blade up so that I was only cutting 1 piece. Then I just clamped everything in place so that it wouldn't move, and that way I came back and made a second pass so my line is still straight. Now I need to measure 27 inches and cut out that section. So, but now I got to charge both my batteries again because now they're dead. Yep, that's what happens. All right, so, and then I got to figure out how I am going to cut those, because I only have these barrels. I don't really have anything to support them on. Yeah, I'll do some measurements. We'll figure it out. We'll get everything set. Okay, so I got my line cut. There's a little booger where the saw jumped, but we got it sort of straightened out. My straight edge here kind of bowed in the middle, so it's not a perfect 27 inches wide, but close enough. Saw blade's going to take out about a 1/16, so as long as it's good enough, it's fine. So this particular plywood that I bought has a coarse side and a smooth side. So what I'm going to do in the morning, because maybe a little hard to tell, but it's dark. I've just had so much shit going on today that this took a lot longer than I expected. But tomorrow what I'm going to do is flip these over, sand the edges, sand the good side, and then put them in the van. So right now I'm just going to stack them up here behind the van so I can put the truck back in the driveway, and that'll be it. We're gonna call it a night. So same video, see you in a few minutes. All right, so this plywood's a little bowed. These are my scrap pieces. Those are pieces I'm going to use for the bedding. These are scrap pieces, but the nice thing about these scrap pieces is they are long enough to be good bin separators, and they're tall enough. So I think I'll put some like little feet at the bottom just to kind of make them stand upright. And that way they just pull in and out whenever I don't want them. But I think I can use those. And then I still have the pieces left over from the wall I did. So I should have enough to make a nice little separator unit back here. We can separate the power station away from everything. We can separate the diesel heater away from everything. We'll have quite a bit of storage there. I think that'll work. Cool. All right. So that's going to be it. I know I said I was going to come back in a minute, but I was just loading everything up. All right. So back in a minute when the sun's up. All right. So this morning we are going to sand the nice side and the edges and just clean up all any loose splinters, and then we'll get that in. They're still pretty bowed, but once all the weight's on it, they'll flatten out. So that won't be so big of a deal. But all right, let's get on this. Okay, so that's both of them sanded down, and I already got one set in the van, so we're going to take this one over there right now and put it in. All right, so the front one fits just fine. This one that's here in the back is just a little long. It's weird because I cut them at the same distance, but I guess the van must taper off here towards the back maybe. So I need to pull this back out and take off about a 1/2 inch or so, and that will clear the nuts. But other than that, not too bad. And you can see how warped the board is, but like I said, once we put the mattress on, it isn't going to matter. So guess I have to take that back out and take off about 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and yank this board back out of here, and we're gonna just take about 1/2 inch or so off, maybe a little bit more than a 1/2 inch. That way this board will set down where it's supposed to, and then that should be pretty good. The mattress is supposed to be in a few days. We'll go pick it up then. But once I get this all fitted where I want, I still have to figure out how I'm going to secure these so they don't slide. Like if I slam on the brakes or something, I don't want the whole bed flying off the track here. So I'll figure out a way to secure it. Maybe I'll drill a hole through the wood and into this bracket, and then just put like a pin, one on the back, one on the front in the 4 corners. Maybe that will work pretty good. But that's easy. That's something I can do at any point. So first things first, let's get this fitted. So pull this back out, and we'll cut some off. Okay, so I got that board trimmed down, resanded. Now I got enough room there for it to fit. I've got, I don't know, about 3 or 4 inches between the rail and the back of the van. I slid it all the way back, and if I push the front one all the way so that they're touching, it is right at the edge of that. So it's perfect. So I guess I could try crawling up on it and seeing if it will support my fat ass. It should. I mean, there's like fucking, well, let's see, 3, so 1.25 inch lag screws. So there's 3, 6, there's 12, there's 24 lag screws into this. These metal frames hold over like 400 pounds or something, so I'm assuming we should have enough support. But I'm gonna crawl up here, and I'll let you know if I come crashing to the ground. Okay, well, I am sitting on 1/2 of it, and no creaks, no groans, no nothing. And I just realized that it's not even tight on those brackets, so I'm gonna have to go through and tighten them all up. But yeah, it didn't move at all. It did want to shift a little bit that way. So again, I'm going to have to figure out a way to pin these in place just so they don't slide around, but I think that will work just fine. And then I'm going to put some overhead storage right here. That should be good. Yeah, this works really well. Feels like I'm high up in the air sitting here. Okay, so that's that for the bed. I mean, throwing the mattress on top and everything is not that big a deal, and figuring out how to secure these. I'm almost kind of tempted to get some sort of clip so we can kind of secure the two together, but I think if I secure the four corners where it doesn't slide, I won't need to worry about the center. But yeah. Alright, well, thanks for watching. I'm going to get back on the rear view mirror, which I'm kind of bouncing between the rear view mirror because I finally got the parts for that, and doing the bed. So alright, trying to think, anything else I need to cover? Nope. Alright, thanks for watching, and I guess the next video will be the rear view mirror.